Hola YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. I am your girl Beauty by LANEIGE across all my social media platforms. If you would, go ahead and subscribe to my video. Of course, thumbs up the video, and of course get a conversation with me started in the comment section below. But this is going to be a quick rundown, some new products that I got, and me ranting about the presidential debate last night. Like, if you ready for this hot mess, then you can definitely keep on watching. But I told you guys that I was going to go back and get the other foundation shade that I thought was a better match for me from Sephora. For the Nars, I wound up keeping the original Nars I had and getting another shade, which, newsflash, still doesn't really actually match me. Because of the lights, you can't really tell too much, but you'll be able to see in the actual video. Hot mess still doesn't work. And some other items that popped up on my radar when I was checking out from Sephora. I don't understand how I went to go get one thing from Sephora and wound up getting the new Natasha Denona Chrome Light Spray Shimmer Lights. Let's make sure we do this name correctly. The Chromium Liquid Eyeshadow for your actual eyes. Went ahead and picked up a Kevyn Aucoin concealer, and I went ahead and got the LANEIGE, their new sleeping mask in lemon sorbet. And I went ahead and got the Airbrush Flawless setting spray by Charlotte Tilbury. When I tell you this right here is bae and boo. And I went ahead and unboxed the Present and Perfect, your everyday essentials makeup bag set from Anisa. So I did go ahead and get the powder brush, the foundation brush, and the concealer brush. Newsflash, that concealer brush worth every penny. 100% worth every penny. And the star of the show, the BPERFECT Cosmetics STACEY Marie collaboration. Our Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. Absolutely stunning, amazing. You guys know I absolutely love this. The new formulation actually blends and applies better than the original formulation. And I didn't think that was possible because I love the old formulation. Outside of that Run Crumbly shade down there in the bottom, Starlight, you guys already know I had the problem. I told you guys some type of way that you can actually use that. The LANEIGE Lip Sleeping Mask in Lemon smells like a lemon shop. It really doesn't taste or smell past when you actually put it on, so it's not a lingering taste or smell. Absolutely love these. When it comes to the Nars foundations, you guys already know both shades. I'm keeping them. One is my winter shade. Another one is just a mixing shade for me to be able to transition throughout the year. I was thinking about going back and getting my winter shade, but I was like, it's not that serious to have three $40 foundations. I could just make it work using my concealers. Kevyn Aucoin concealer, bae, smooth, flawless. The way it applied, the way it balanced everything out, the way it made everything work. Cannot complain there. The Anisa brushes, again, cannot complain there. That concealer brush was bae in the truth, but what really brought me like this powder brush, again, it was something I did not know I needed, but I'm happy that I actually got. And of course, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Flawless Setting Spray. It's so good. I didn't use that much of it. As you guys can see, and as you guys know, this is pretty much all that I use, and you saw how much I use in this video. So if that's the case, this one bottle will probably last me about, probably a good, anywhere between 12 to 15 times. And this is the smaller size, I want to say. Hopefully, dear God, please let the 1.1 fluid ounce be the smaller size and not the full size. So I'm going to go back and get the full size. Praying, hoping, whatever it may be. You might be the one taking me home. One thing really lead to one. Okay guys, so you remember the last time when I went to Sephora and I got the wrong Nars Soft Matte Foundation in the color Marquise Medium Deep 5 that was too dark for me, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna take it back to the store. I'm just gonna go ahead and get my correct shade. I didn't wind up taking it back to the store. I absolutely love this foundation. The high pigment coverage it gives with dark spots and everything. It's getting better now. It's not as bad, my breakouts. I've been using the Cream Butter Baby, their body cream and stuff. I've been using that on my face, and that's really been helping heal my face and take away the itching and the breakouts. I mean, I still have some active ones on this side, but it's a whole lot better now. I don't feel as ugly, you know how it happens when you have breakouts. But I did go ahead and go back and get this shade Caracas, which is medium deep 3.3. And I ordered this online. I was just going online just to order just the new Nars foundation. And can I tell you, I still can't seemingly correctly order my shade to save my soul. I don't know what's up with me, because this is still a little too dark for me. It just really doesn't work. I try to always make sure I'm matching my foundation to the center of my chest when I'm actually doing matching work, because I use my bronzer to match my tan for my arms and different things like that. So that shade right there, as you can tell, it's a little too orange. I'm more peachy golden with, yeah, I'm more peachy golden neutral just a little bit. And that is still just a little too orange. And when I actually blend it out and you start to see it drying, it's not necessarily my color match either. Even when it starts to dry down and gets just a tad bit darker than that, it's still not going to be my actual color match. But I'm like, forget it. At this point, I'm just going to use concealer. I really love this foundation. Obviously, the original shade I had was too dark. It makes no sense for me to actually keep this for the most part during coronavirus. But I have to remember, this thing better be over pretty soon. And I will start to tan back in maybe summer of next year. And this shade, although it's a little too dark for me, because right now this is more or less my winter going into spring shade, or my fall going into winter shade. In the wintertime, this obviously would be too dark for me. But in the summertime, it'll be a hair on the too light for me side. So I just decided to keep both of them. I'm going to keep both of them and just go ahead and use both of them. That's what I ordered online at Sephora. Same day I was ordering that foundation online at Sephora. LANEIGE had dropped their new sleeping mask in a lemon sorbet. What I have on lips right now, these are my absolute favorite lip masks when it comes to that. And it doesn't really have a lemon scent or lemon taste, but from time to time when you first put it on, you can smell the lemon, so it wasn't too strong. So I really did like that. I did finally go ahead and pick up the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer in the shade SX11. This is something I've always wanted. I've had samples of it. I was like, one day I'm going to get it. I just didn't want to have to pay like the huge price tag for this thing being $48. Okay, this thing is like $48. And the concealer, when I tell you a little goes a long way, a little goes a long way. This one little pot will last you easily 5 years if you're doing your makeup 4 or 5 times a week. It's amazing. And I went ahead and bit the bullet and was like, let me go ahead and use it. Plus I had, Sephora was doing this thing to where you could either use your reward points and get different things, or you could use your reward points and get 15% off your order. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get 15% off my order and try out some of this new stuff since it's all popping up. While I was ordering that, I did go ahead and get the Natasha Denona. This is her Chromium liquid eyeshadow, and I got the shade in Dogbane. When I tell you, this shade is so pretty. It's like a red, green, gold shift. It is absolutely stunning. And it goes kind of bronzy green. It's just, that was just a stunning shade for me. And I was like, yep, gotta have that. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. I went ahead and re-up on my Huda Beauty. This is her Lifeliner in the shade Extreme Black. Went ahead and got another one of these. And I went ahead and picked up the new Charlotte Tilbury, her Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. So, this is a party all night, stay all day type. It's supposed to prime and set for up to 16 hours. So, this is what we're going to go ahead and use with today's video. Just getting some stuff done and out the way. And really seeing how it looks, how it wears, how it comes across, different things like that. I just want to go ahead and give it a try out. So, I'm going to go ahead and prime really quickly with this. So, let's just see. For this thing to be as expensive as it was, this is this... It's Charlotte Tilbury. Okay, we finna see the sprays together. Oh, sprays is nice. It smells good too. It has a really nice fresh scent. A really nice fresh scent. But start the video. You guys already know. This is, I told you I didn't know whether or not I was gonna get it, but after my last video of using the Carnival palette 1, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna bite the bullet, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. So this is the BPERFECT Cosmetics Carnival 3 palette. This is their Love Tahiti palette. This is their collaboration with STACEY Marie makeup artist. So I did go ahead and get the actual palette. And when I tell you, baby, I was not disappointed. Online, the pictures and everything that I saw online, I don't really keep these. The pictures and everything that I saw online did this palette no justice. To be able to see just really how beautiful and stunning this palette is in person, I had to give it a try. Now, I'm not going to do a super colorful look today. I'll come back and do a super colorful look. But I'm going to go ahead and use that palette as well. I'm going to go ahead and use all these items. I'm going to figure it out. And I also wanted to go ahead and go over my Anisa brushes. Anisa brushes. When they come packaged, they package their products so well. And I did go ahead and get the brush set that they actually went ahead and sent me. This is their Present and Perfect brush set with the free makeup bag. I did use the code Happy Hour for like 55% off my order. So this is what you actually get when you get your brushes. These are the 3 brushes that come with it. The reason why I ordered this is because of Carly Bible. Only because of Carly Bible. Because she was talking about their concealer brush. And I was like, ooh, child, let me go ahead and try it out. And then I found out the brush was $28. But then I waited and stalked their website. And finally, the whole set went on sale. The whole set is normally $98. And I got the entire set for $45. So I was pretty proud of that. And I love the way they package their items. This first brush is going to be their multi-powder brush. And let's see. Ooh. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is... Okay, how do I get my brush out of here? Okay, there we go. Ooh. They really package their items really well. And, oh, this brush is really, really soft. It looks like, you see how it's kind of got a tinted top where most brushes come white. You see how that has a tinted top? Like I've already used it a little bit, but it just has like a rose gold white top. And the brushes themselves, they have like these little silver hairs going through them. So the brush is really shiny and pretty. Can you guys see that? Oh, there you go. You can see how it glistens versus a regular makeup brush. Oh, that's pretty. These brushes are pretty. The next brush is the Pinnacle Foundation brush. And I was like, if I'm going to go ahead and try out high-end brushes, I might as well go ahead and try out multiple brushes from the actual brand. Coming out the bag. Oh, this is a triangle brush. This is pretty. I'm ridiculous with trying to get this stuff off. I would much rather prefer if they didn't put sticky stuff on brushes, especially when they're this expensive. Because it leaves that little sticky residue. Not a big thing. And the handles are pretty good. They're pretty lightweight brushes, but they're really, really pretty. And this one doesn't have the shiny part like these brushes do. See how they are? How they're different? This one just has like glitter or something. Like it's really shiny and really pretty. But they're both really, really pretty. I'm going to give it a try out. If it doesn't blend out correctly, then I'm going to go ahead and try my Hank & Henry foundation sponge that we had got in our BoxyCharm box, the bigger sponge. I'll give that a try. But this is the reason why I purchased from this brand. Because Carly Bible was blending out her concealer with this. And it was the perfect finger shape to get in here and blend in this inner corner. And I was like, you know what? I need that brush. Carly Bible could sell ice to an Eskimo and fire to somebody in hell. Pretty much anything she talks about or does, if it's something that, you know, is within my price range, within my budget, I'll definitely try and give it a try. But this is the actual the concealer brush. See how it fits perfectly in that corner to be able to go in there and blend out your concealer? And it's so dense and soft. That should blend out concealer perfectly. Anyway, we'll give it a try. We'll see how this look actually goes. So we can go ahead and get into this look. Now, I was going to film this video last night for you guys and just go over some of the stuff last night with you guys. But I got caught up watching the presidential debate. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys watched that presidential debate last night. And I was just like, this cannot be life. This cannot be life. When I say it was a complete and utter shit show, it was a complete and utter shit show. It was like, so basically we need to choose between the lesser of two evils because this was crazy. President, out the gate, it was a dumpster fire. And for me, being an American, living here in America, born in America, I was just like, damn, this is literally how the rest of the world is watching us as we sit here going through this whole presidential debate, trying to get to know them a little bit better. And I'm like, I don't really think there's any real undecided voters right now. To be honest with you, I think everybody pretty much knows who they're voting for and why. You're voting for Trump for whatever reason you're voting for him. And you already figured that out a while ago. Or you're voting for Biden for whatever reason, again, you're voting for him for. And you've already figured that out a while ago. So the debate for me, let me pull you guys in since you're about to do that look. Okay, so the debate for me was just pointless. Like, it didn't make any sense to me because no one is still trying to figure out who I'm voting for, why I'm voting for them, different things like this. At this point, it is September 29th today. Today is the day after the debate. It's Wednesday. So it's 29th or 30th today. I don't know. I need to look at that. But you know who you're voting for. You know who you're voting for. You also know if you're voting in this election or not. I would definitely encourage everybody who can still register to vote to go ahead and register to vote. I would definitely encourage you guys to vote early. Do your mail-in ballots if that's something that's an option in your state. Track your ballots, make sure they are received and actually counted. If you still have to go to the polls on election day and you can't do the early voting or the mail-in ballots, get there early. As best you can, child. Get there early. And be prepared to be there for a while. Take your butt some snacks. Whatever it may be, make sure your cell phone is fully charged. Have a pocket charger with you so you can recharge your phone. Because I know for some of these areas and some of these counties where you guys will be voting at, election day is going to be a nightmare. You're going to be there for a few hours. I know some polling precincts, even though, you know, they've been trying to make it easier and better for the voters, I already know there are going to be reports coming in election day that people have been at the polls for 7, 8, 9 hours just trying to cast their actual ballots. So the only thing I could tell you is just be prepared. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst when it comes to election day and your whole voting situation, however that may pan out for you. Of course, if you weren't able to early vote or cast a absentee ballot like most people would be able to do. But yeah, that debate last night, I felt like it was not necessary. It was unneeded. It was so disgraceful. It was just like crazy. Like that wasn't even going to be my talking point for this video. I was going to start talking to y'all about Lovecraft Country and how much I'm in love with Lovecraft Country in Antebellum. The new movie with Janelle Monáe. Woo, chat. Complete and utter mindfucks. Like complete and utter mindfucks. But in a good way. It'll have you wanting more, sticking with the script. Wanting to be like, okay, so what happens next? What comes next? Janelle Monáe has an ability to do that because she's an amazing artist. And I don't understand why she doesn't get more credit in what she does because she hones her skills perfectly well. Taking a Sonia Kush brush, and this is going to be a pretty easy, quick look. I could be lying. Yeah, I'm probably lying because I see some other stuff I want to go into and play with. There I go, lying to you guys out the gate. Lynn, stop lying to people out the gate, girl. I'm looking for something to base my eyeshadows with. Here we go. I was going to use, I'll go ahead and use my P. Louise base a little bit. Because I just want to do something to pop a little bit. So I'm just using my P. Louise. This is the Rumor 1. Just a little dot. And I'm sitting up here saying I wanted to do a really simple, basic makeup look. And as I was saying that, I was looking in the palette and things started calling my name, as they always do. Y'all know me at this point. But anyway, back to the presidential debate last night. Girl, 5 minutes into it, I just knew we was in for a ride. And I know a lot of people this morning was like, they just couldn't finish watching that. Like, it was just, like, they just couldn't. Like, something in their soul and their spirit is like, I cannot finish sitting here watching this. Like, because this is just, everything about this right now is crazy. And I totally get what a lot of people were saying this morning on social media, watching CNN, headline news, and the different media outlets and stuff, and just the overall feeling from the country just watching that situation happen. I totally get what people were saying. I'm going into the green shade Key Lime right here on the inner corner. And it is Fallout. They are pressed pigment eyeshadows. This much I know. So I definitely wasn't going to do my base first. But back to this presidential debate last night. Girl, when I tell you, I was just sitting there and I was just like, at first it was funny. You know, just watching the digs and watching them go back and forth. And Biden definitely took the high road for most of the debate. The whole Michelle Obama antics, you know, when they go low, you go high. But I definitely think it comes a point in politics in your life, period, to where it's just certain places people don't need to go with you, period. And that when they go high, when they go low, you go high. That only works to a certain degree in certain situations. Because for me, it became uncool. Next I'm going to go into Tropics, guys. The color right here next to it. It became super uncool, unnecessary, and I wasn't really sure what I was watching, what was happening, what was going on. When Trump went after Biden's kids, when he started talking about his sons and stuff, and you could tell Biden, as much as he was trying to keep his composure, even though he kept saying this clown, and man, would you just shut up? Did y'all catch that? Or did y'all catch that part when Trump was like, you talking about Barack Obama, blah, 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 when he got fired? It was like, when he got fired. Oh, you don't know politics. Barack Obama did not get fired. His term ended and transition of power was passed on to the next president that we elected. That just so happened to be you. You would think that this is something that he would definitely know since he was the person who took over after Barack Obama. It's just almost like he was just sitting there like he didn't even understand or realize what he was talking about. I'm going to go in here and go into this forest green deep shade right here. Can you guys see? Okay. And I'm just going to pack this on right here on the outside. And right now, all I really did was just lay down the colors. Anyway, back to the presidential debate. When I was sitting there and, okay, so the way I'm laying down the colors, I'm bouncing and packing them in back and forth across each other. So they already started to do a transitional blend. As much as I was going to do a neutral, I look for you the green. Look, when it comes to eyeshadows, greens, blues, oranges, corals, they going to call my name, and it's very hard for me not to pay attention to them. Like, it's very hard for me not to pay attention to them when they get to calling my name. But, whatever. So, I'm going to take this Tahiti green, which is a shimmer shade, and I'm going to use that to blend in between the lighter green and this darker green. Anyway, so, just watching the debate and watching how it happened and how it went down and everything that was happening, I was just like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I'm just taking another brush and wetting it just a little bit to see if I can pick up just a little bit more of that shimmer. So I can really get, there we go. There we go. So it can come across a little bit more as I'm going through here. Okay, there we go. That's better. But yeah, that whole when they go high, you go low, different things like that. That's all good and dandy. But not when somebody is literally sitting there talking about your family, your deceased family like that. I'm sitting up there like, man, where they do this at? Like, nothing about this seems okay to me. And I was just sitting there like, I can't be the only person in America sitting here watching this debate going like, okay, this is messed up. This is messed up. We not finna do this. Not on national television. Not with the world watching. Not with all of our kids watching. And like, you have so many generations that just stepped into really paying attention to what happened with our presidential elections and debates because of the debacle that happened with the transition of power between Barack and Trump. And you know, the fact that Trump has repeatedly done stuff to where he didn't want to hang Obama's picture in the White House. He you know, the way he talks about service members and different things like that. Like, it's been so much that has happened that a lot of people... Now, a lot of this fallout that you guys are seeing is because I'm literally packing it on my brush because I know how the colors are and how they're going to play off. So, a lot of that... Okay, can you brush it away? No, don't try to brush it away. I'm obviously going to have to wipe that away. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I was just like... I was just stunned and slightly surprised that this is where we decided to go to. So to blend around this, I'm going to go into this shade Fruity right here on the bottom. I was just stunned that I was watching this play out this way. I was just like, I didn't quite get it or understand what I was watching. And I was kind of hoping that what I was watching wasn't really happening, but no, I think we all watched and we all saw the exact same thing. Like, there isn't anything that somebody has to come back and tell you about last night's debate. We all watched and saw the exact same thing. And just watching it, I was just like, man, when Trump started talking about Biden's son, you could see Biden tear up a little bit. And when Biden teared up, I was like, I don't know why his people thought that that would be a good decision. I'm going to go into Blackberry, this shade right here next to the actual black. This purple. And I'm just going to darken this outside just a little bit. And run it down here just to tie it together. But anyway, I was just like... Look, dude, we have a point to where it's just certain topics and things that we just won't talk about. We just won't go into. Like, even, it's a street code. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things you just don't even... When he started talking about his son, I was like, man, this is beyond bananas, beyond messed up in my personal opinion. And I was just like, I don't even know how he could even try to come back for this. I'm going to use coral in an attempt to go in here and blend in between these colors. It may or may not work. Girl, we don't know. We're just going to try it. Okay, yeah. It blended it out a little bit better. Okay, great. Because I had to get rid of that harsh line, baby. That harsh line was getting on my nerves. Anyway, so I was just sitting there like, Who told Trump any of this was going to be a great idea for tonight's stage and show? For him to come out here and just decide to do all this. Like, the American people have been through enough. We definitely don't need all of this happening in the midst of we're dealing with the coronavirus. So, I just was like, Jesus Christ. Lord Jesus, somebody please cut the commercial break. It's kind of like Trevor Noah said in his post-debate follow-up that he did. I have never in all of my life wanted to see... So they don't have a light shade in here for me to go in and set down underneath my brow bone. So I'm going to go into my trusty dandy handy... No, but I'm just playing. I'm going into my Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette. Just to mix my two shades. You guys always see me when I mix these two shades. It's to set underneath my brows. But I was just like, man, what the hell is going on? I didn't sign up for any of this. I definitely didn't sign up to see the president of one of the most powerful nations on this planet sit here and come after somebody's dead child on national television. And then to call him dumb, like the attacks that he was doing on him weren't based in anything. They weren't relevant. It was like, you must have been one of the people with the lowest GPAs. You're pretty dumb. And Trump was like, you can't talk about smart. You know, when he was talking about Biden's education and stuff like that. And I was just like, child, I guess this is what we signed up for. When I say we, I'm not talking about necessarily all of us. I'm using that just to set down that eyeshadow, just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Something I kind of do regularly, but I think I cut it out my video, so you guys never really see when I do that. While I'm still looking down while that's drying, I'm just going to go ahead and do this cleanup underneath my eye. Which, the one thing I really do love about this palette and these shadows is it does clean up pretty easily. But the shadows themselves are very, very, very very long lasting. So I don't have any problems with fading or anything like that with my actual shadows. So something I actually love and appreciate. Anyway, back to the debate. Girl, honey child, so that's the look I'm doing so far. I sat down here saying I was going to do like a regular schmegler light look for you guys. I be lying, child. I just be lying. Going back into my same base, I'm going to go ahead and use my Nars. This is the Pore and Shine Control Primer. But, man, that debate was just, it was sad to watch, sad to witness. Once he finished doing all of that, you know, the other part of the debate talking about the coronavirus, the economy, and different things like that, I'm like, clearly we live in two different Americas where 90% of us live, and we've seen the devastation of the economy and jobs. And then there's the other side of America where they apparently haven't seen any of the devastation with economy and jobs. I'm doing 2 pumps of the Milk Makeup Primer. I don't know why, because I'm not going anywhere. I only know why I primed my face, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. Matter of fact, when I'm finished filming, I gotta get ready to go to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe and wash all this off. But I did want to try to come get some content together for you guys. Especially, you know, this whole debate debacle situation. It was on my mind. So I was like, I'm gonna go talk about that. That's what I'm gonna do. Spraying again with the Charlotte Tilbury. It smells so clean and fresh. It smells so clean and fresh. Okay, so I got my sponge here, my hanky Henry sponge, just in case, you know, something goes horribly wrong. I'm going to go ahead and try the foundation brushes to see how I like it. Do I want to? It's going to take a whole lot of time. Time for this. Okay, so let's go in here. Let's try it out. Let's just see. Let's just see. Uh-oh. I have to remember this thing's a little liquid, girls. It's got a little liquid in it, girl. Anyway, so just sitting up there and just watching them go back and forth, I was like, God damn it. Please stop it. Like, now the moderator, like Trevor Noah said, thank you for your services, sir. Your services are no longer needed. I don't think anybody could have prepared for that, but I think everybody in America knew. And even outside of America, it's still a little too dark, but I'm gonna make it work. You guys know. Just watch me work. Watch me work. I'm gonna make it work. But I think everybody in America knew it was gonna be horrific to actually watch that. But I don't think any of us was prepared for just what went down, how it went down, what was happening, and what actually went on during the debate. I was sitting up there like, this can't be life. Because I know other countries and places, they watch us, they pay attention to us, especially since America likes to go around being Captain Save-A-Ho, saving different countries from themselves and liberating them from themselves, spreading democracy everywhere and all this other stuff. So I'm like, so as America descends into a disease-infested country, obviously, because coronavirus is not going anywhere, and we haven't really been able to control our numbers. And if you notice, something real funny has been happening with coronavirus numbers lately. Anyway, so here's the foundation. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, child, let's get rid of these dark spots. Ooh, let's get rid of them, girl. But yeah, still not my shade, but a much better color match. Now, if I could get it to where it's not just, you know, playing off my hair so much, let's go ahead and get on into this thing real quick. Let's make it blend in. Is that better? Probably not. I don't know. But, man, that debate last night, I was just sitting up here like, is this our life? Like, when your grandchildren sit there and ask you about the year 2020, what are you going to say? How will your legacy recount 2020 when you're speaking to younger people who are coming to you, asking you to tell you about it? Like how we used to talk to our grandparents about, you know, the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, and how did they feel living during that time of fear, racism, different things like that. Like, I just wonder in the year 2040, 2050, as we're talking to, you know, the next generation who either is really young right now or not even born right now, and they come ask us about the year 2020, it's like, how will we respond to them? What will be our response to them to be like, child, I don't know. I just did drugs the entire year and just was hoping it would go away. Like, I just wonder, what will people say to their grandchildren or, you know, to historians when they recount these years, these current years that we're living through? Because it's definitely history in the making. It's nothing else you could possibly say about that. Okay, this brush is beautiful. It blended out really, really well. Really, really love that brush. Going into the Kevyn Aucoin, I may not need to go into something so bright and light. This isn't too far off from where I want to be anyway. So I may not need to really just go into something so bright and light, but you know, whatever. YOLO. And when I say you only need a little bit, you only need a little bit. But I just be like, Jesus Christ, what are we going to do? How are we going to, you know, talk to our children and let them know how we reacted and how we responded? But back to the debate. It was just something I was just thinking about. Like, you know, eventually there's going to come a moment where our grandchildren or our children, as they get older, they're going to come ask questions about what happened. How did it get to this point? What led down this point, down this road? And it's like, that's an account we're going to have to give to be just like, that's something we'll have to answer to. Spray it down one more time with the Charlotte Tilbury. Now, I don't really know if that's like a dewy type of spray. It says it's supposed to be long-lasting, skin-like. So, that's what I'm thinking. I love this brush. Oh my God, CARNIVAL was right. Then again, she ain't never steered us wrong. I love this brush. Not necessarily for all over work, but again, right up here in this corner, I love this brush. Right up here in the corner of this eye. Do you guys see this? Can you see? I love this. To get right up here in the corner. It's like a little finger. Oh my God, I love this brush. Why did it take me over a year to order the brush? I'm so cheap. But I'm also impatient. So I'm gonna go in with the sponge to blend everything else out. But back to the actual debate. Man, I was just sitting there like, God, please. We got some commercials around here. Oh, when they asked Trump to denounce racism. Ooh, child. I'm like, did y'all expect the Grand Wizard to sit here and say I denounce racism? Like, what the fuck? I'm sitting up there like, what the hell was y'all waiting on? I don't understand why everybody else was so surprised that Trump was like, what do you want me to call? What do we call him? What do you want me to call him? Fucking bigots. Racist. What do you mean? What you want us to do? I was like, you know what? It is what it is. You gotta stop trying to explain things to people who don't care, openly, and aren't listening. And Trump is one of those people. You know how they say you gotta try to meet people where they are? That's only if they want to be met. You can't... Oh yeah, I remember the Kevyn Aucoin. The thing about it is it creases really fast. So, let me go ahead and get the Setting My Whole Life. I'm using the crayon case, and this is in the letter N. This is their chalk dusting spray powder. I'm going to go ahead and use this to set underneath because, ooh, cow, getting a little crazy. How old am I? With this concealer, you'll never know. Anyway, so back to the debate. I was just like, girl, bye. Ain't nobody got time for this. I was like, I'm over this. Within the first 3 minutes, I was over it because I could already see When Trump came out, you could already see that he just wasn't, he was turned. You could already tell that. And you already knew he was going to come for Biden's son, so I think Biden was prepared for it a little bit. But how much can you prepare for somebody who's talking about your dead child or your child who had a drug addiction who came back and battled back through that? That is that's the true American dream. 50% of America has either had a drug addiction they've had to battle and fight through, or we have someone in our family who's had a drug addiction that they've had to fight and battle through and come back. So when he was sitting up there taking shots at his son and drugs and stuff like that, I was sitting up there like, are you reading the room? Are you aware of what country we're in right now? And how many Americans actually participate in drugs and stuff like that? I was like, I don't think you're really reading the room correctly right now. Who is your staff? Who told you to bring this up? Like, they both told some flat out lies, Trump more than Biden. They both disillusioned from the facts. They both didn't stick on topic. Again, Trump more than Biden. But at the end of the day, it's like, you are the guys who are put in a position of power to help lead, transform, and take this country to the next level, to the next place. We want to be more open. We want to be industry leaders, powerhouses, and different things like that. Well, you ain't going to be doing all that. Kicking the dreamers and stuff out. Like, all of the things we say we want to be, it's like we just do things opposite of that. It's like me saying, hey, I want to lose weight. I want to get my body and stuff together. Meanwhile, my ass is still eating out every day. Like, make it make sense, sis. Do you want to lose weight, or do you want to, like, what do you really want to do? Because nothing that you're saying or doing is actually coming across correctly. This powder that you see me guys using now is the Patrick Star Sleigh Ride powder with his MAC collaboration. And I like it because it keeps me pretty matte. I was going to try to pull up my Nakia Joy powder because I absolutely love that powder. But, again, I'm going to wash this off. So I'm not keeping this on. But it was just all my heart and my spirit. I'm going to come talk to you guys. Yeah, I'm here talking to you guys. But back to like I was saying, my little shit show talking right now. I'm confused as to how they didn't read the room, how they didn't understand the audience and the people who were there, or what was going on. Like, I'm confused by it all, just simply because I'm gonna use the powder brush to brush this powder away. Yeah, but I'm confused by all of it because I'm just like, but none of this makes sense. None of this makes sense. The debate format was horrible. Trump being unable to announce white supremacy was... I'm sitting up there like, all of that was just horrible. I'm not even sure how anyone could even still be there and be like, no, this is cool. Like, no, it's not. Like, you should be able to say, no, that's wrong. We're not going to continuously divide this country on race because we've already seen this doesn't get us anywhere. If anything, it's pushing us closer to a race war, and no one wants that. And unfortunately, it's like the powers that be just haven't really heard or understand just the true dire straits that the country is in right now. Because if they did, they would have already known. One more spray of Charlotte Tilbury to take down the powder so I can see exactly where I am with my actual face. Oh, this thing smells so good, y'all. Oh my god, it smells so good. I just want to... Oh, she should release this in an air diffuser. Ooh, chat. She should just put this in an air diffuser. Really, really. Anyway, so I could not understand how they seem so disconnected from what is truly going on in America and everyday American lives. The fact that we have so many people, billions of households across the planet, billions of people, millions of households across the planet have been hit with job losses, reduced pay, different things like that. Like, where they were January 2020 is a far cry from where they are now, September 2020. So I just couldn't understand how I was sitting up here watching the president talk about certain things. And I'm like, are we living in the same area, in the same space? Like, are we watching the same struggles that these families and different people are having? Yeah, some people have been able to really grow through the pandemic that we're having. And they're having an amazing, beautiful year. And I'm so happy for those people. But for those people who have just lost everything, had to shut down their businesses, they lost their job, they're losing their house, they're losing their cars, their children are now having to go to different schools because they no longer live in that same school district. And you're not Lori Loughlin, so your ass is definitely going to jail if you try to do what Lori Loughlin did. You know, just stuff like that. It's just like, I feel like the debate last night was a tale of two Americas. And it wasn't the tale of Joe Biden versus Trump. It was a tale of average, everyday working people who are out here working, doing what they're supposed to do, watching three rich white men sit on the stage and argue with each other, basically, and a little bit telling us what they want to do to make it better for us. And I was just like, that was sad. I just think that in our current environment, with things currently being the way that it currently is, I'm not understanding why we couldn't get like a different moderator. Starlight has been calling my name. That shade is so pretty. I wanted to do rum, but I'm going into Starlight. I'm going to use it dry first just to see how it comes across before I actually wet it. And you guys already know. Okay, that's pretty. That's pretty. Okay, so we'll go down with the dry base. That's so pretty. But it was just like watching a tale of two Americas. Of them not truly understanding the dire straits that most Americans are in right now. And how most people would rather just, for lack of a better word, if they could go back, they would. And if they could actually go all the way back to when this thing first started, December of last year, January of this year, I know a lot of people would have made a lot of different decisions. A lot of things differently would have happened. And unfortunately for those families, that's not an option for them. That's not a choice for them anymore. So I don't know, guys. I have a tendency to feel really bad for knowing that a lot of families just aren't doing well. There's no other way I can really put that. I'm going to use the Huda Beauty pencil side on the top. But a lot of families right now, they just aren't doing good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, one point during the debate last night, Biden looked at the camera. He said, how many of you guys sit down for breakfast in the morning? I'm paraphrasing, okay? How many of you guys sit down for breakfast in the morning and there's an empty chair there for somebody that should still be here? And, I had, some people in my family and around my family die from COVID. So when he said that, I was like, Joe, don't be making us cry again. You know what I'm saying? But he really drove home a point with that. Like, yes, it was something that we didn't see coming. Trump had a little bit more information than we did, according to these tapes and everything that came out. So he definitely could have put this country in a better position to not have so many deaths. But they just chose not to do that. And you have to sit and wonder and be like, what is the cost of human life here in America? How many lives are you willing to lose or just let people die without giving them a fighting chance. Like, what is it worth to you? And that's something that, you know, here in America, you have to, like, that's a question. That's a real question that you need to ask yourself. Like, in order for the economy to not die, how many people am I willing to, you know, let die? And that's really a real question right there. Just being honest about it. I'm going to use this powder brush and go into my butter bronzer, Marula butter bronzer, and this is in the shade Endless Summer, just to bronze up a little bit around my face. Not too much, just a little light work. Light work, light work. Just to bring a little bit more color back to my face. But yeah, when they were sitting there talking about it, I was just like, God damn it, Joe. That hit home, Joe. That hit home. And I was just like, man, he is so right. It's like, and I thought that was a perfect moment for him to bring that up, because you're losing sight of exactly why we needed this type of debate to begin with. And I always use my bronzer and I just kind of go around the highlighted part of my chin to make sure it's blended more. Even though I do it with my foundation brush, I also do that with my actual, whatever the remnants that are left on my bronzer brush, and I'll take it up into my highlighted areas. This is the part that I typically cut out of my videos. I figure like one of these days I just need to do a complete uncut, unedited, show you guys exactly how I do my makeup and how I get it to turn out without the little jump cuts and edits. Because a lot of those little jump cuts and edits are little things that makeup artists or people who do makeup do. And that's the reason why their makeup looks a little different from the makeup that you do. And you're like, what the hell? I followed everything you did. How did I go wrong? You didn't go wrong, baby. It's just they don't show everything. Trying to figure out what brush I want to use. Because I just want to blow out my bottom, and I don't even care. I just want to blow it out. Because I really like that purple. That purple is calling me, baby. But I don't know what purple to use under there. Might as well go ahead and just make it a colorful, hot, goddamn mess. I'm going to go back into coral. And I'm just stamping underneath. Because at this point, my face is done. And I don't have no other powders down. So I don't want this to start to drop all over my face. And I like to take mine pretty low. You guys know that. That is pretty. Ooh, child, that's pretty. Anyway, so in between the whole little white supremacy comments, getting back to Trump, getting back to debate, LINN, focus. LINN, focus. Y'all gotta tell me, girl, focus. Anyway, you know, when he wasn't able to denounce white supremacy, and he decided, you know, he wanted to tell them to stand down and stand by, or step aside and stand by. I was like, stand by for what? Step aside for what? I'm confused. Is something happening or something coming that we need to be aware of, that we need to be prepared for? Because everybody and their mom in America, gun sales has shot up in this country. It's ridiculous. And not just among rich people, among poor people too. Like, everybody and their mama done went and got a gun now. And it's like, I don't want to be here, and I don't want to be a part of what's seemingly happening and what's coming in this country. Because you could feel it. Like, if something don't change or if something don't happen, I'm going into the deep. This really pretty cobalt blue that's been calling me. I can't. I figured if I decided to do all this color, I might go ahead and just, you know, really use up the palette. But you could feel something is going to happen if something doesn't change. There's too much happening and too much going on for things not to change, not to happen. So it's just like, I don't know, child. I know a lot of people feel like they front loaded those questions to sit there and bully Trump. And I'm like, you can't bully a bully. I'm like, I feel absolutely no pain, no remorse, no absolutely nothing. Like, you're going to have to miss me with that one. You have to come up with a different idea, a better viewpoint on that whole situation. Because I'm like, yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it, Chief. This is not it. They called and they said they want their shit back. This is not it. But what did you guys think about the actual debate? Did you watch the whole thing? Did you sit there and be like, you know what? Long suffereth me. I'm going to watch the whole thing. Were you surprised at some of the things you heard? Were you surprised at some of the attacks? Were you surprised at just some of the untruths that we were hearing? And I'm just like, see, I don't understand why we still sticking to this old school formatted fashion. It does not work. It does not work nowadays. I'm using the NYX matte eyeliner, and this is in the shade Black. Yeah. My go-to all-time favorite, OG original. You guys know me in this liner. But it was just like, Jesus. Is this what we're watching happening on a national main stage with so many countries and so many individuals watching? Just not, you know, our enemies, but those people who still look at America as the dream, who still want to come here. In spite of everything they've seen happening in America in the past 9 months, they're still like, that place is still better than the place I currently am, and I still want to go there. For the up-and-coming dreamers, DACA and different things, who still feel like America is still a great place for me to get my education. It's still a great place for me to be able to make a change, a difference. Like, did last night change your viewpoints, your opinions? Were you just like, okay, I'm clearly doing two different wings. That's one wing, and that's a whole different wing. Yeah, this is probably why, you know, you shouldn't be talking and trying to do eyeliner at the same time. But whatever, girl. We're just gonna run with it. We're gonna run with it. We're gonna make some shake and bake with it. It'll be okay. But where do you sit after last night's debate? I still sit in the same place I was before. I don't trust or like either one of them. But at the end of the day, I still have to make a vote for the lesser of two evils. Because at the end of the day, America still uses a very outdated election process as far as the electoral college and the votes and stuff. Uh-oh. I done messed up, y'all. Got a little black eyeliner right here. Let's go ahead and cover that up real quick. Okay, I did not mean to go in there and cover that up with the shimmer. Okay, LINN. This is the reason why I probably shouldn't be talking politics and trying to do makeup. It's the devil trying to get to you, girl. It's the devil. Definitely the devil. Okay, let's go ahead and blend this out because we making a mess over here, girl. Ooh, child. Okay, don't do what I just did, guys. Don't do what I just did. Ooh, just leave it. Yeah, just leave it. Just leave it at this point. Sometimes you be trying to fix stuff and you be making it worse. Sometimes you just gotta be like, all right, I'm just gonna leave that alone. I can't fix that, and the more I try to go in and fix it, the worse it gets. Like this little inner part of my eye that keeps watering because you guys know my eyes water. See how it's lifting right there? Oh, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. I hate when the inner parts of my eyes lift and water. So it forces me to go in with something else. So a lot of times when you guys see my looks and it's slightly different, it's just simply because my eyes started watering being stupid and I had to go in and do something different. Not because I wanted to, but I'm going to go ahead and use my blushes from La Femme. You guys already know my favorite blushes. I'm going to use the shade that I'm using down below in the actual comment section because I just got to pop them out and tell you guys. But I'm going to use this shade right here. This peachy shade. Same brush that I did with my bronzer and powder and stuff. And this brush is beautiful. It lays it. You see how it just laid it down and just blended it out? Almost like an airbrush. Ooh. This is beautiful. Ooh, I'm loving this. Ooh, I'm loving this. Let me stop before I get copyrighted. And as far as highlighter is concerned, what do I really want to do? I'm just going to go into the Maybelline X Puma collaboration they had. This is their Chrome highlight in the shade Knockout. When Puma did their collaboration with Maybelline. And I'm just going to put this on right here just a little bit. Ba, 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 ba. LINN finna get copyrighted. She keep on. It's gonna be real bad, guys. It's gonna be real bad. Let me stop. But yeah, I just be sitting here just. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just know last night every part of my soul and spirit just sunk. Like, this cannot be what we're putting out to the world. That was my whole thing. I was just like, man, this can't be. This can't be life. This can't be like, hey world, this is what we want to put out to you guys. You know what I'm saying? That's where I was coming from with it. I was like, this can't be life. This can't be the world. Okay, this is my Tarte double duty. Okay, guys, so now that we are finished with the highlighter, which is the Fenty, the Maybelline Puma collaboration in the shade Knockout. You guys already said I did the Endless Summer butter bronzer for my actual bronzer, and my actual blush was this shade from the film. I'm going to leave the name in the comment section below. I just need to pop them out to pull the names off the back. Now I just need to go in here and just throw on some quick little lashes really quickly. Ooh, you see that? When my eyes water, what happens? I hate this. I hate when my eyes water when that happens. This is the reason why I be taking so long to do my makeup. Not because of the process of doing my makeup, but because my eyes water. I be having to go back in and fix stuff, and it just be, ugh, getting on my nerves, child. I just absolutely hate when my eyes water like that, because until they dry and until they stop, there's nothing I can do but to keep patting it so it doesn't start to mess up the rest of my makeup. Oh, Jesus. But anyway, guys, so I did want to go ahead and just go over and review some of these new products and stuff that I received. It was supposed to just be a normal shopping trip. Plus, you know, I told you guys I may or may not be getting the STACEY Brie. Got it. Definitely did it. Absolutely love it. The formulation there is just as pretty as the older one, and the older one I've had for 2 years. So I'm stacking this new formulation up against a palette for me that is at least 2.5 years old, because obviously when palettes release, they already have to have them made and shipped and setting in warehouses so they can actually go ahead and do the delivery deployment date. So for the most part, when you first get an eyeshadow palette, it's already anywhere between maybe 2 to 6 months old, just depending on their distribution channel and how they have to go through that whole distribution channel of getting it placed in different places around the world or within their facilities, unless it's a indie brand where they hand do everything in-house. So they put it up for sale and they start to sell it as they make it, which is slightly different. But for the most part, with these bigger Etude House brands, yeah, when you get your palette, it's already slightly old. But, you know, that's the reason why they use all the different formulations to make your products last longer and to keep it sealed off from air. But for lips, I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. Do I want to go in here with a shade like that? Do I want to be super galactic today? And y'all are like, I know like hell she ain't holding that Jeffree Star lipstick. Yeah, it is a Jeffree Star lipstick. I'm not throwing away the products that I have. I have a lot of his products from when I had purchased them. Obviously, y'all know that from watching my videos. But I'm not going to throw them away. I could either use that or I could use the Maybelline. Let's see if the Maybelline comes to the house and does anything for the look. I don't want to do the Maybelline. It tones down the look, and the look is more of a galactic type look. Plus, that purple really matches the inner shade. It's a great base for the lips. I don't think I should even just, you know what? I should probably just cut this part of the video out. So I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna cut it out. If you want to know what shade this is, it's easy to go find it on the website. I'm not putting it down in the description box. They was like, blasphemy. She using Jeffree Star. Hey. I have to buy everything that I have, so I'm just not done with my makeup. I definitely am not. But I will continue to use what I have, and I won't purchase anything else because throwing away the makeup doesn't hurt him. So he's already got all his coins and ducks from any purchases that I may have made from him or Beautylish. So I never really understood that whole throwing away something you bought yourself. But, you know, I get it, you know, whatever. But I'm going in with the lashes. Did I tell you guys that the lashes were? I probably didn't. I'm so sorry, guys. These are Coco lashes, and these are the shade 9, the style 9 to 5. Because we be working 9 to 5. Let me stop. Go in here. I'm probably sticking this down way too soon. But again, I care, but I don't care because I gotta get ready to go to work. Yeah, I wanted to do a lash where you could still see the actual, you know, makeup through the actual lash. And I like this, and I'm putting it more, instead of putting it more on my eyelash like this, if you guys could see over here, I'm putting it more to the outside to help give me a little bit more of that cat eye illusion, to where it's more lash sitting on the outside of my lash and the inner part goes more bare. Life hack. I have more rounded eyes, and I want those beautiful almond cat eyes, those Nicki Minaj shaped eyes. Oh my God. Well, people always want what they don't have. People always want what they weren't born with. I want to be skinny. I was not born to be skinny, baby. Anyway, so let's go ahead and show you guys how I actually fix when my makeup messes up like this. Just in case some of you guys may have like watery eyes or anything like that, and it happens to you and you're just like, well, we want to know how to fix it too. So I'm taking a little bit more of the Kevyn Aucoin, and I'm going in here because I can still feel my eyes watering. So I'm taking the Kevyn Aucoin. I'm going to go back in here. And try not to mess up any hard work that I did. Use this brush that comes in clutch for this. Woo, baby, this brush is coming in clutch. Okay, so we're just gonna use the patch of star powder because I can't pull out the other powder. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered, girl. Anyway, go back over to this one. Put it out. I want to make sure it's no harsh lines, so I'll pull back and look and make sure that is blended out because I'm about to go in here and set. See, the harsh lines with the eyeshadow is, I'm not worried about that. The harsh lines on the face is what I'm worried about. Because when I go in here and set, however I press this powder down is however this thing is about to set. Which I'm not mad at, because it just means that this part of the face and look is going to be a little bit brighter. And if it's too bright, I can always just sweep across it a little bit with a little bronzer. But it does mean that I now have to go back in here to my actual shades and re-put back down that coral. So I'm going back into the coral. And I'm not even dusting away that powder. I'm using whatever stickiness may still be there from the concealer underneath to really put that coral down on top. And I'm using this brush as I'm going into my eye and I'm pressing. And now we'll go ahead and throw a little concealer on. My Nars Climax. And now that I have that done, I'll go in here and take some of this peach off so I'm not throwing peach on top. But I'll use this to go ahead and brush away the powder. And if it's too bright, again, I'll just go in here with some more bronzer and tone it down. Oh yeah, child, that's too bright. What is going on? Hold on. Pause. Pause. What is going on here? If you ever do a powder and it turns out a little too bright underneath it, take a little bit of bronzer, and I do mean a little bit of bronzer, and tone it down. And then once you finish doing all that, go ahead and set. And I like this Charlotte Tilbury. Oh my God, I like it so much. I just hate that I just like products that are this expensive. It doesn't make any sense to fall in love with something so expensive. Okay, but here is the final look. I didn't even draw my mold back on. Oh well, whatever. Okay, guys, so ignore the acne. I know what to say. Just ignore that. So anyway, this is the final look. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if this a look you guys would actually do. And I'm tripping. I just saw something in the mirror. You guys weren't even gonna tell me. I don't know what type of friends you want us to be if you guys can't tell me. Hey, LINN, you need to fix that inner corner because something's weird. Y'all was supposed to tell me and let me know. I just went ahead and wet the brush and put it back into the same shade I used for the purple in my inner corner. And it's flaky and hard to pick up. Huh. It's weird. Okay, yeah. This shade, Starlust, I'm going to show you guys something what's happening. You see that in my pan? You see how it's flaking? So, I hate when shades do this. It just means that they're better applied with your fingers. So, I just have to grab some of the chunks and just press them in when that happens. That's a great little hack for you guys. When you get into shades that are really soft and meant for your fingers, and they start to do that little chunky monkey stuff, get a brush and press it in. Don't try to blend it out. Just press it in. Ooh, that's a soft shade. Okay, let's refer to a hot mess. Uh-oh. Oh, abort mission. Abort mission. It's getting everywhere. Abort mission. Abort mission. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, it's turning into more of a galactic look. I wasn't expecting to take it this high. But what you do to one eye, you got to do to the other eye. Wasn't trying to do this. But as you do it to one eye, whatever you do, just mimic it. So it transformed into that. You know, sometimes that happens when I do the cut and go away and come back and it looks slightly different. But this is the look, guys. Tell me what you actually think about this actual look. I like it. This is so pretty. Now I want to go somewhere. Now I want to call out of work. Now I'm like, I'm finna go get dressed. Call out of work. The little baby hairs is still laid, child. I'm like, where we gonna go? Coronavirus is like nowhere. Sit your butt in the house. But I'm gonna go get dressed and give you guys a full look, so I'll be right back. But as always, YouTube, thank you so much for rocking with your girl, coming back in and checking with me. I'm trying to put this video, today is Wednesday, so this is my reaction to the presidential debate from last night. So filming before I go to work, I can't do anything with trying to get this video out for you guys today. So I'm going to try to come home from work tomorrow if I'm not too tired and get it up for you Thursday. If not, I'm going to have to get it up for you when I get home from work in the morning on Friday. So expect to see this either Thursday afternoon or Friday afternoon. Yeah, that's my goal. That's what I'm going for, as minimum cuts and jumps as possible so I can edit it quickly and get it uploaded quickly for you guys. But I love you. Thank you for coming back and supporting me and all of your comments and different things. If anything else you guys want to see, want me to review, want me to go over, just let me know. Either hit my DMs on Instagram, of course, holla at your girl in the comments below. And go vote. Be safe. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for always supporting me and being there. And until next time, I shall see you, YouTube. Bye.